Brian
Okay.
Sebastian, Movie Reviews and More, Worldwide TV Network, iTube 247 out of Franklin, Tennessee, and all platforms around the world. So I've been looking forward to talking to Dave for the longest time. We can never get our Zoom interviews going, even though he's been on our live show, which was a great show, and people are still reviewing that. All right, Dave, who are you? Where are you coming from? And what country are you in?
Well, thanks for asking, Brian. It's great to be here. My name is Dave Falle. I'm from Canada. I live in just outside of the capital of Canada, which is Ottawa, Ontario, and I'm sort of the marketing guy here at Hasmark Publishing, and we do books. We publish books for people. We do a lot of marketing. We do a lot of fun things in the background above and beyond what normal publishers do, and that's why I'm here today to talk to you.
You know, you guys have been doing a lot of great stuff. I was talking to Judy today on the phone for like a half an hour out of all the stuff. And then I talked to Danielle in Portugal and what was going on all today. And then I talked to Angelica Robes. I talked to my Greek godmother, Maria, out of
Maria, yeah.
She's on our show tomorrow, our live show. So I've been talking, I spent almost all morning talking to all the authors from Hasmark. Who would have known that was going to happen, right?
Yeah. I love it. It's fun. Yeah.
Talk about on the social media side of stuff. What are you guys doing? This is really, really important. Besides augmented reality, you have your copyright registration. You have a bunch of stuff to the right of you. I think this is great. Go ahead.
Yeah. So this list beside me, this is actually, there's a lot more beside that. That is sort of the beginning of the list. And social media, you brought up social media is one of the bigger things that we're doing right now. We have so many things. What we've found over the last couple of years is that most of our authors, they're not just writing a book for the sake of writing a book. They're writing a book because they have a bigger background. Like there's more of a business behind their book, and their book is really supporting, you know, whatever else they really do in life above and beyond being authors. So the point of that is that they need more than just publishing. They need marketing. They need social media. And we also have, like you were mentioning, the augmented reality and all kinds of other things that really also help them separate themselves from the herd. So they're rising above, if you will, above all of the other authors that are doing their thing. And social media is definitely one of the big things that we're doing. So we brought in some social media people that are really good, and they're helping Hasmark get on the map as well. Because we are now doing our own social media, but we're also doing that for the authors, and it's gaining a lot of traction. Some of them are paid ads, some of them are just the way we post and the kinds of things that we're doing, you know, in that respect.
Talk about what Hasmark stands for, and talk about, I mean, this is really a family. I adore the authors. I mean, they become not only,
so do we,
but I got Roberto coming in from. What's the Delaney's method coming in from Vegas next week on our show.
Yes.
I look forward to that. I made him our first male co-host from Movie Reviews and More. There's four of them, and that's exciting. And he's gonna have another good time because we have Macro Made Meals coming in from Chicago. Good healthy eating fitness on from Linda Steele, one of our co-hosts. Talk about what it's like to have these authors in, because it's not one and done. Neither one of them is done.
Roberto is a perfect example. He's got a great backstory. Actually, most of our authors do, about how they got to be where they are today. So their books are based on actual experiences and actual truths that they've grown and learned. And so what they bring to the table, and this makes them incredible people. Like, I'm going to say 99% of our authors are awesome. And once they become part of our book family, like you mentioned, once they become part of our book family, we get from them as much as we give to them. It's sort of a give and take thing. And we follow them with everything else they're doing in their lives. And it just keeps growing and growing. And like I say, because we're not just publishing their book, there's also audiobooks, and Roberto's doing an audiobook. He's doing Spanish. He's doing a Portuguese book, I believe. He's doing a whole bunch of other things, which came out of starting with us at the very beginning to get a book published, right? And many of our authors are doing the same kind of thing. You talked about Maria X. She's got all kinds of things going on over there in Greece on the beautiful island of
Cyprus.
I want to say, Cyprus. Yeah, beautiful place. Yeah. So hopefully we'll get there someday.
I'm going to be planning a trip hopefully by the end of July And again, it's just based on how conditions are with the virus and everything, because
Yeah.
no,
Yeah, that's what's stopping everything right now, right?
yeah.
We've been under lockdown for so long. We just opened up this past weekend. So hopefully it'll stick, but we'll see what happens. Everybody's still being very careful, of course, but
Is it a partial open for you guys right now?
I'm not sure if restaurants, if you're allowed inside yet, but at least they're open for outside seating, and when we're up in Canada, so the winter that's sort of out of the question. So right now it's hot and stinky, so it's perfect for being outside. That's the way we like it.
What's funny is that I've been looking at the restaurants in Los Angeles. Yeah, they're keeping their outdoor seating because they realize that they can have extra seats, and it's
Yeah.
working because you just never know. I mean, that's obviously a good thing. I like that you mentioned about Roberto, because I didn't know about the Spanish and the translating, and that just makes sense. It does make sense.
Yeah. We have another author that did a Spanish translation as well. I was just actually talking to him moments ago. And so we are doing other languages as well. And that's kind of a new thing. The other kind of big thing that's going on is audiobooks. Audiobooks have been around for a long time, but we've really got that ironed out, the kinks, and we're doing beautiful audiobooks. Have you talked to Christina? I think Christine from she's actually lives in California now, but she did a Korean book as well. She's from Korea, but she did a beautiful audiobook. I love it. So anyway.
Oh no, not yet. Now you got me interested, especially if she's
Yeah.
Los Angeles someplace,
Yeah, her book is called My Hero. It's about her mother and the trials and tribulations of growing up there and coming to America and all the things that happened. And it was very, very interesting. The strength of her mother was her hero. So it's a great book. All of like I say, our authors are so incredible. So I love working with them because they are incredible people. They're very high caliber. They really want and really appreciate, and they're very grateful for everything. And it's just very synergetic working with them, for the fun things we get to do. And then of course, once you get into the marketing of it all, it's fun to make them best sellers, because we do that as well, best selling campaigns. And then we talked about the social media stuff. So it's fun to talk to them and get their ideas and inspirations. And then we take that to the field and make it happen for them. And I love that, because it's very gratifying for me and for actually everyone at Hasmark to have those kinds of authors, those kinds of clients. It's like every client is a perfect client for us.
Talk more about that bestseller campaign. I was just going to mention that, and you beat me to it, which was great. Great minds like Dave, right?
I never actually answered your first question, or your earlier question about what does Hasmark stand for. And it stands for the heart and soul of marketing. Hasmark was originally a best-selling campaign marketing company. So what they did was they marketed authors, they marketed books, and they marketed all the big boys too, like the Jack Canfields, Marcy Shimoff, I can't think right now. There's a whole bunch of them, very, very popular authors that we used to put on like the New York Times bestseller list and that sort of thing. So they were originally a marketing company in the beginning. Then they realized that they were having a lot of trouble with publishers. Publishers had every publisher was different, and they did things differently. So what they said is, we should be publishing these books as well. So that's what we started doing. So then we became more of a publisher that did the best-selling campaign and all these other things. And more recently, we've branched out, because the world is always changing, right? So we branched out more into the social media. We do the augmented reality, as you were saying. That is the coolest thing for books. People, our authors are loving it, and the readers are loving it, because it's so cool that your books sort of come alive for you, right? And you get a little movie or several movies. Some of the children's books they'll have several augmented reality experiences within them. So,
well, I forgot. I talked to Janet Lynn today, Janet Lynn Morrison, on her Forever Is Today, and I'm going to have her and her daughter Maddie on within the weeks. And Maddie will see this by this time, but we're actually surprising her. But it's okay, because by the time this air, she'll be doing her show that she doesn't know she's going to be on.
Yeah, you just let the cat out of the bag, did you?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
Talk
she's
about
another amazing author. I actually, her book, I got to tell you, so Forever's Today, I get choked up every time I think about that book. It's so well written. That is one of my favorite books right there. I love all our authors. I love all our books, but that has got to be one of my top books right there. So
talk about what it takes for most people. Is it easy to write a book, or is it hard just to come up with the concept and everything? Because I'm still thinking of the cover. I didn't think about the cover until someone mentioned it, and I'm like, oh, that's right. I got to think
yeah.
of the cover.
So okay, that's a great question about is it hard or easy to write a book? The cover is kind of something, and even the title of the book and such, you don't really have to worry about that yet. We will help you when you get there, but you don't have to, because cover design, there's three things that make a good book cover, and books are judged by their cover. And it's the title, the subtitle, and then the image of the whatever you're looking at. So those three should combine to tell you or give you an idea what this book is about, because the title alone sometimes doesn't tell you anything, but it doesn't mean it's irrelevant, right? So those three combined that, and you can deal with that later. And we have editors and people that deal with these sort of things all the time. So we can help you with that. And we have an excellent cover designer that will talk to you and ask you the questions and really feel what you like and what you mean in the book, and then take that and create amazing books. But we talk to people all the time about writing their books, and what I call a brain dump is really the best way to get started. And so they have all these ideas floating around in their head for their book. They don't really know where to start, what comes first, how should I lay it out, how should I do this? You're just going to write it out in Word, Microsoft Word. That's the easiest way to get it onto paper, if you will. But the brain dump might be considered like take a pad of yellow stickies and just write down everything that you can think about that you want to put in that book in no particular order. And don't worry about sequencing or anything. Just write it on the paper, stick it on the wall. Next one. Once you get it all out of your head, now you can start organizing where things go. And then it becomes quite easy to organize your chapters and write your book, right? So that's what I usually say to authors. But the hardest part of writing your book, for not everybody, but many people, is this fear factor. So if you think of what's happening is you've got your own heart and soul put into your manuscript. And now you're going to take your baby and you're going to give it to somebody else to make a book out of it. That is a very scary thing, because not only are people starting to read your words, but you're afraid of the judgment that's going to come back to you. And will they like it? Is it good enough? Am I really a good enough author? The editors we have are professional people. They will edit and they will give it back to you. And there's going to be some back and forth, and you're going to end up with a book that you're so proud of. And so by the time it goes to market, what happens is the author, and I talked about Christine, she's a perfect example of this. When she came to us, she was so nervous about handing us her manuscript. And now she's got the audio book out there. She's all over the place with it, and she loves it. And she's a totally different person, because you grow into that authorship, you grow into that authorhood. And that's what I love seeing. I see that a lot and I love it. And that makes my job very satisfying.
Isn't that great? I mean, it's great to see what you guys are doing, people. It's also great when they come on Movie Reviews and More, because I get a chance to see them in a different way, and I get a chance to experience them. There's something that you don't know yet, I'm going to tell you now, is to do a wrap up, either August, September, and have a bunch of the authors on. And they might not have met yet, but I'm going to have them on and see how it's been since your book came out and where you're going now with it.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I love that. That's a really fun idea. So when you become part of our author family, our book family, we do have coffee chats, as you know. And so that's where we bring all these different authors together, because we have great topics. We have great speakers coming in. And that's where you get to see a lot of that. And also it's a private page on our website. So as an author of ours, you will have access to all of the previous recordings. So it's exactly what you're saying. We call it the Hollywood Squares, where you have all the Zoom call, the typical, all the squares. And then somebody's doing the presentation. And then as an audience member, you can ask the questions that you have about whatever the topic is. It's all geared for authors, relevant topics. Sometimes it's social media. Sometimes it's book marketing. Sometimes it's about setting yourself apart from the herd and how to be. Last Wednesday, we had an amazing speaker. He came up with the best concept for marketing yourself and how to get yourself out of the ordinary and out of the herd and way, so that you become the only logical choice for someone to hire for a speaking engagement or for whatever counseling you do or for whatever, coaching or whatever your business is, right?
Oh, I missed that one. What was his name?
Steve Lowell.
Okay. I chimed in on one with Karen Glasser. Now we're friends.
Yeah. It's the one after hers. Yeah.
I'm going to have her on my show. She's very interesting. I mean, we liked each other, but again, I chimed to your chat room on that, and I thought she was fascinating. And we just
she was great. Actually, I really liked her too. She had a great message or messages. She talked about I can't remember exactly how we worded it, but basically getting an online presence.
Yeah.
And the importance of online presence, which really wraps around social media a lot as well. This is beautiful. This is gold. I mean, these people get paid a lot of money to teach this stuff, and we've got them right there for you. So it's free, right? It's great. So yeah, there's a lot of value there.
Talk about the copyright registration and what have you been watching movie-wise?
Somebody told me to watch a movie the other day, and you think I can remember what it was? What have I been watching movie-wise? Well, okay, let's do the copyright registration. That's a little bit easier. As a public, so there's a lot of horror stories out there as far as copywriting and people are, I mean, again, they've created, and when you create something, it becomes very personal, and the last thing you want is to have it stolen. So people are often afraid to mail their manuscript to us. And what happens in electronic form, the metadata within an email automatically puts a time, date stamp, and who it came from. So your manuscript with us, or frankly with anybody, is already automatically protected. Now, I'm not a lawyer, and this is not a legal thing, and I'm not giving legal advice, but I'm telling you that we will never sell or reproduce without your permission or anything like that, your manuscript. We wouldn't last in business for a day if we did ever tried anything like that. Every single person that works or touches anything at Hasmark has a non-NDA agreement signed, and you're completely protected with us. In your manuscript, if you're going to ever send it anywhere other than us, we always put in a copyright page at the beginning of the book, of the beginning of the whatever, even if it's only one chapter that you're sending out, for to show people. We always put that in, so it's already written down that it's copywritten, copy protected. So that's really all you need. But there are other measures that you can do to copyright things in a sort of a higher legal value, a legal way, if you think it's sensitive or you think it really needs that. And some people want that, and most people they kind of go with what we have. So we can also do that as well. And so there's a copyright.
That's important. I never heard that before. I really like that.
Yeah.
And that's another great talking point. All right, your last question. Your movies. What have you been watching? Because
I've been busy. I've been working. I haven't watched. It's summer now, right? So I don't watch a lot of movies lately. I started a series a couple of weeks ago. I'd love to talk to you more about that and get into it with you, but I'm sorry, I've been off the grid that way a little bit.
That's okay. This is what happens. Like I said, I still with you coming up with my fellow movie critics. This is going to be fun.
Yeah. Well, it'll be fun. You know what? I'd love to do it as homework. Go watch a movie tonight because we're going to talk about something tomorrow.
You know what I finished, and I like her. CBS. So I'm not sure. I think you're getting it in Canada, but it's CBS in the United States. The Equalizer with Queen Latifah. It's a series, and then obviously on Disney Plus, Loki. The first episode is actually really good.
Loki?
Yeah, from the Avengers.
Loki, I don't know that.
See, I like this because Dave actually writes the stuff down, and he would actually go.
I'm going to watch this one. Yeah. So Queen Latifah, what was that called?
The
I've heard of
Equalizer.
that.
The
Oh, the
Equalizer.
Equalizer. Yeah. Okay, thank you.
And if you remember seeing the original Equalizer with Denzel Washington,
Yeah.
the female point of the Equalizer out of New York. It's really good.
Yeah. Well, I'll watch those, and that'll be the next time we talk. We'll get to
See,
talk
now
about
you're
those.
watching movies and I'm reading books. So we
See what happens. Yeah, I
All
love
right, Dave,
that.
last good. Give you social media links for everybody.
Social media links. Okay, so you can always find us and everything we do at hasmarkpublishing.com. So that's pretty easy. My name is Dave, and you can email me at dave@hasmarkpublishing.com if you have any book marketing related questions, social media questions, and if I don't know the answer, I'll find somebody who does, and we'll get back to you for sure. If you even think you want to write a book, and everybody has a book in them somewhere,
Yeah.
you know, I can't suggest enough that you get a hold of us, and we'll help you literally hold your hand along the way, and you'll become part of our book family, and life will be good.
And with that, so I got to end it with this. I'm Brian Sebastian. I have to always say this because it's really important now. If you see someone without a smile, please give them one of yours because the world needs it. I'm Brian Sebastian. Dave, thank you for coming and joining Movie Reviews and More. This is not your last time. I had Linda Steele out of Chicago says hi. She was working out. And so she Chicago time set, not Los Angeles time set. So
Yeah.
sends her regards and her regrets.
Excellent. Well, thank you.
Gonna
Thank
come
you.
on. So with that, we will see
Hello,
you
Angela.
next time, and thank you.